करना प्यार है. Turning the light bulb, we've all heard, or waving your hands. They're trying to wear probably the shortest clothes here. Actually, we take pride in wearing lehengas. Radha Krishna are not a married couple, but we preach to them as a couple. Why is that? But we know our prayers, Hanuman Chalisa, they recite the Quran. Despite it being a passion, we all have bills to pay. Education was obviously a brown family thing. Nowadays, oxygen is not free. And I always say, I think kids are God. Whether you believe in God, you believe in whatever, a divine power. Smallest, maybe it was breaking that coconut when I first launched my company. My Yahoo ID was Divani for Hrithik. We all have bad days. Stars are human beings, so they have their moments. For all of us to work with celebrities. Who doesn't like to have the name and fame? Hrithik is known as the Greek god. Madhuri ji has been an inspiration and idol. She's done all tabah ho gayi. She has outdone herself. I'm not in competition with anyone other than myself. We're born 7 seas away. We want to carry our culture forward.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Entrepreneur Spotlight series where we discuss stories behind businesses, inspire growth, and connect communities. Today, we have an inspiring guest. She has a very exciting story. She runs a dance school company, and it's been 20 years that she's in the industry and she's teaching people Bollywood dance. And I'm hoping that I learn that dance too. Shilpa Durani. Hey, how are you?
Hey Nakash, it's an absolute pleasure to be
Thank
here.
you so much for coming.
First and foremost, I think I have to extend my immense and most gratitude to you and your team for having myself and my company featured on your prestigious show.
Thank you so much for coming. Once again, I know you have been very busy. Let's introduce yourself. Like, what do you do? How did you start it? And also your business.
Absolutely. So I actually always believe in one thing. Dancing with your heart is one thing more than dancing with your feet.
That's
By
true.
profession and growing up, I am born and raised in New York. So I am a full-time New York Big Apple girl. I started my dancing career as a passion initially. Just like every other Brown family and Desi family, education was imperative. So I did have that goal. I completed my primary and post-grad education in New York. I have 2 bachelors, 2 masters, and I graduated in marketing and legal studies. So
That's good.
despite my
but
passion,
how did you like get into this industry? Like the studies you have been doing it was definite, no?
education was obviously a Brown family thing. So, that followed one thing. I had to comment. But I guess at the age of 3, I would be watching TV. I will say, my mom always says, Shri Devi ji, dancing to Mere Haathon Mein Nau Nau Churiyan. And she
I
just saw
love
me,
that way with that.
she's a legend. And she used to watch, I used to stand in front of the TV at that tender age and dance around. And my mom was like, hey, listen, I think this girl has a talent for something. So as every parent would do, enrolled me in some formal training. And that's where my journey started.
And how about like if we get into your business, like how did you make it as a business? And if you share some stories, like it's been 20 years in the industry, how many schools you have, how many people you have taught?
So it actually was an accident and it fell into my lap. As I said, it was a passion. I took training. Unfortunately, when I was growing up in New York, the AC community was not as big. So I didn't have a lot of that encouragement or that platform as there are now. But once I enrolled into dance classes and then performing at local events, the opportunity came to my lap as where everyone appreciated and recognized my expressions. I would say more so fluently speaking my language. I think that was a big deal. I fluently speak Sindhi, fluently speak Hindi. So when I started performing and being able to communicate and express myself that way, people reached out for me to hold classes and say, hey, can you give us lessons? By then, I was recruited by some companies to teach for them for Bollywood competitions, classes, weddings, choreo, just small-time events. And from there, while studying, I just formally enrolled as an instructor into a leading company. And I started teaching, started performing. And then by that, again, it was a passion. So then I started my own dance school, which by heart really was something that I just wanted to use to aspire the next generation. As such, how I was carrying my culture and heritage forward, I'm able to pass on that tradition to the next generation, to our kids.
You know, the best part, like the discussion we were having before the podcast, like you are doing a 9 to 5 job also. And plus running this company, and especially like as we were discussing that you haven't made money out of it, it's a big thing. And I would like to take some time, and you have been a very inspiring person, and thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you for those kind words. But I will say this industry and this field in performing arts is very, very difficult, but more so a pleasure to have. I think our goals here, if for me, this job is not a job, and I had actually said this sentence when I started, the day I have to walk into the studio where this becomes a job, that is the day I will quit.
And how does it feel like to keeping that heritage in New York City? Because it's hard. It's probably easier back in town, like back in India, back in Pakistan. But doing this, keeping your tradition alive, how, like, can you share some difficulties or some, like,
So
something
I
like
will
that?
say, I think everyone here, this generation, is actually more desi, be it Indian or Pakistani, than the kids back home. And I say that loud and proud because when I actually travel back, students, and inclusive of my generation, we speak our language fluently. Some of us speak
That's
English, maybe, speak Hindi with an accent or Urdu with an accent, but we know our prayers, Hanuman Chalisa, they recite the Quran, and we have classes for that. Whereas in India, I think or in Pakistan rather, they try to be more westernized. They're trying to wear probably
yeah.
the shortest clothes. Here, actually, we take pride in wearing lehengas. We take pride in wearing
Yeah,
our
you
outfits.
have said it right, because like we were watching those English movies, Indian movies, so we were trying to be something. But the point is, during that journey, in which we were trying to upgrade ourselves, probably we have lost our identity in between. No, what do you think?
Yes, I think the lack or the influence of the Western culture was very prominent, very dominant, and that hunger to be in America or to have that Westernization was so evident in our countries. But I think that now that tables have turned, the
Yeah.
Indian culture, I see it in my classes. I not only have students that are of Indian or Pakistani or Bangladeshi heritage, but also African Americans. We have students from Russia. And I think Bollywood or our culture has taken a limelight
And
in mainstream
what
media.
I think the best part is, like, we are 2 billion people on this planet. That Desi community is like has 2 billion people. So whatever we do, whatever we say, it should be the norm. No.
Yes, I actually saw something on
Yeah.
Instagram a couple of days ago that there was actually a picture of a map of the entire world. And it showed the population that was in our South Asian subcontinent. The 2 billion was actually a culmination as equivalent to North America, South America, Africa. So realistically, our shade of brown people really rocks the
People
world.
should follow us, I guess,
Yes.
rather than we following them. So you have been running your business. It's been 20 years. You were having also a 9 to 5 job, uh, and you are doing this in New York City. Things are expensive. It's hard to do something without making money. There would have been a lot of parts when you maybe decided to quit, or you were struggling mentally or financially or any sort of pressure. Would you like to share a story? And if yes, how did you go through it?
Absolutely. So, no doubt, despite it being a passion, we all have bills to pay. For me, quality was definitely much more of a priority than quantity. Tuition factors, regular logistics of bills, studio cost, costume costs. Unfortunately, I feel our art is not as much, it's not a tangible item, so it's not valued as much in the community. I think the major struggle of that was justifying of how much are we paying our tuition costs and how do we face that? Because I was incurred with a lot of costs with, again, studios, costumes, facilities, traveling costs, gas, you name it, everything. Even nowadays, oxygen is not free.
Exactly.
So I did struggle because, as I said, my 9 to 5 job is my everyday, is my source of income for daily expenses. Unfortunately, this art does not give us that living, and hopefully in the near future, I hope it would be more appreciative. But for me, this passion and quality was a priority. So the main struggle that I think I did face was we do a lot of events with celebrities, and a lot of time is invested. And how do we recoup or recover this time and the cost that we invest for this time? So there was a time where I had a lot of very intriguing projects, but I didn't have the financial means. I mean, not that I didn't have it. I was earning from my full-time job, but we all have mortgages and other bills. And how do we make sure that we are able to suffice with this inflation, with the expense of eggs and gas just being up the roof? And it was a very big opportunity to work with a couple of Bollywood celebrities. And now when these opportunities come into play, instead of us getting paid, we actually have to come up with funds to support it, and which is all said and done because we all have expenses to cover, including the artists, including the hosts, so on and so forth. So when it came to a fact that I want to be able to tell these kids of the next generation, I want to support their passion, I want to carry our culture and heritage. But how do I do that if I can't even pay the bills of the studio and all of that? So I actually, I think blessings have a long way to go with this. And I always feel that if one door closes, the other opens. Somehow, somewhere, someone up there, and I want to say maybe it's my father. I lost my father not too long ago prior to COVID, but he always, as parents, supported my passion. So I was able to get a promotion at work. As I started my classes, I want to say it's unconditional love from students. And I always say I think kids are God. And whether you believe in God, whatever, a divine power, the parents, they all supported me. And that was because of the work I portrayed for the past 20 years. It was minimal tuition, minimal support, but we all came together. Everyone put their resources together. And hard work goes a long way. Along with the divine above and hard work, were able to build at least minimal costs. And there were some sponsors that have been great that respected our service, perhaps donated towards the studio time and basic costs like costumes. We all came together and we were able to raise those funds and we were able to perform. Now we perform for several celebrities, but we have done Madhuri Dixit, Atif Aslam, Sonu Nigam, and that celebrity recognition went a long way. That was our marketing tool.
I'm just coming to this. And also, I would just like to add, this is what I have believed or what I have seen. Like, if you try to stay consistent or if you doesn't quit, then actually you're going to win. By all means, you're going to win every time you're doing something, because that's the most important part. If you try to do something and you keep doing it, people recognizes you because of your work, and the door opens, which you were talking about. Actually, you don't even know what's coming for you if you just keep doing it.
100%. So there was an instance where I was in between doing a project, and I will not name that just for respect purposes, but certain forces happened that unfortunately that door closed. That whole project, that chapter of my life ended. It was for a number of years. And that's how I ended up blossoming out into starting the dance company of my own. And I guess that was a force that was needed because one thing closes to start. There was something that had to have happened to push me out of my comfort zone.
True. So let's just talk about your proudest moment so far within your journey.
I will say I believe in being an original and not a copy. So I think every moment or every milestone achievement is one for the books, is one for the history, whether it being small or big. Smallest, maybe it was breaking that coconut when I first launched my company, RS International New York, which is the culmination of my parents' names and my family names. But it's something that one of the most loudest and proudest moment I would say is in most recent times. Obviously, when we had our first celebrity show, then the next celebrity, but I think representing our culture and heritage at the T20 cricket matches, we were the only exclusive school that were featured to have our children proudly hold the flags of all the countries, India, Pakistan, USA, all the teams. And I think just being at that world platform, which is all over the world, representing not only our countries, but every country, and above all, the melting pot that we live in, USA. I think that was because we saw everybody come together and just not having that USA background, because again, we are proud Indian Americans or Desi Americans, along with students from all over the world, just coming together to hold that flag and coming together with all of the passion for the sport was definitely a proud moment for us.
And are you excited to work with Hrithik Roshan in the coming days?
So that's our biggest venture. I will say the only celebrity or fangirl moment I have is still Hrithik Roshan. I still celebrate his birthday, January 10th, 1974. 20 years ago, my Yahoo ID was Divani for Hrithik. I have worked with probably so many celebrities, but till today, if there is any celebrity, I think everyone who knows me knows that is Hrithik Roshan.
What's the best part of Hrithik? You have met with a lot of people, worked with a lot of artists. What made you become that big fan of Hrithik?
I think from him, obviously his handsome and charming looks, but I think what strikes for me the most was when I worked with him, but even prior to that, you can sense that humbleness in his nature. Obviously, being a dancer myself, I'm in awe of his dance skills. But the main factor that is most imperative is the fact that he is a very humble human being. He actually
That's
goes out of
great.
his way. He's always rehearsing. There is no tantrums. Working with several stars, and I'm sure, listen, we all have bad days. Stars are human beings, so they have their moments. But I think they signed up for a job that also requires their public figure or their public face to be on for most of the day, at least outside of their four walls. But for me, definitely Hrithik has an immense sense of talent, skill, integrity. He definitely is very honest and passionate about his work. It's 4 p.m. shoot. He's there at 3:30. So someone that's on time, prompt. But I think, yeah, I guess I'm
And
being biased. He's my
and
favorite.
and do you think I can do that hook stuff with him with this body? Like I have a dead
Absolutely.
body.
So, no, I don't think, like I said, I think dancing is an original, not to be a copy. And I say that to my students. Don't try to even copy me. Be versatile. And I never even say I'm the best. We're all students in life. No, and I never believe in 100%. I will only give up to a 99 because we all have that percentage to get better and to learn. So don't be me. I can't be Hrithik. Every celebrity or everyone as an instructor, also, all my instructors, my team, I have high respect for each and every person, and sometimes we're learning from the kids. So we all have our own features, but our jobs as instructors is to polish, groom, and provide education, which is a two-way
Honestly,
street.
you're good at motivating people, to learn dance.
Well, I'm thinking I want to see you on the floor with Hrithik this time.
Yeah,
So we have
let's.
a couple of months to work on this.
Yeah, we'll definitely work on this. So we have a fun round. Maybe we have three questions for you, in which you have to answer as fast as possible. What's one thing you wish you had known before starting your business?
I think the main thing of, so I don't regret, and I always believe don't regret anything that once made you smile. So I think the only one thing I would have liked to know, or maybe had more experience in knowing, is a professional work life balance. Because when you have a business, you're married to your business. But again, we also have to remember life is beyond that. We have parents, we have spouses, we have children. Apart from that, definitely that financial, definitely need to have, obviously, all of us that do this for passion, I don't know, maybe no one believes it, but it's not about profit. I haven't made any money. And I use, obviously, my main priority source of income to source my passion. But I think that was one thing, if we had a more sustainable income source to battle, because again, everything costs money. That, and to be able to balance your work and personal life.
What's the most fun part about running your business?
I think the funnest part is seeing our children and the kids, their smiles, and then having their happiness that conjoins, I would say, for all of us to work with celebrities. Who doesn't like to have the name and
Yeah.
fame? And I love, just to see those little kids, little and big, when they grow up. My most youngest students is now married and has their own children. So I think just seeing how you make an impact on a child's life, and along the icing on the cake is working with celebrities.
Perfect. One piece of advice you would give to aspiring entrepreneurs.
I will say follow your dream, work from your heart. There will be utmost hardships and obstacles, but don't give up, because somewhere up there, a divine power has a bigger plan for you.
Beautiful. And I am just improvising another question for you. You have worked with a lot of people, you have taught a lot of people, and working with Madhuri ji. How was the experience? And can you rate her as a dancer?
I think then we're talking about, like, Hrithik is known as the Greek god. Madhuri ji has been an inspiration and idol. To me, she is the goddess of expressions. I've been also worked with Sarojji, trained by them, Farah Khan. But as a dancer, her expressions are on point. She comes from a Kathak background. I think I was awestruck in her presence. To be even fact that it was a dream for me to share the stage with her, to do a hook step. That was made possible. As a dancer, I would say 100 on 10. And because I always say, don't worry about what happens on this part of the body if you can get lost your audience with this part. Her expressions are flawless. Her grace, her elegance,
I
no
can
matter
vouch for that.
how old she is, her Kathak, and I'm biased. I think her Kathak pieces, traditional pieces, always, I mean, she's done Ke Zara Zara, she's done Devdas, more even today with the Tauba song. She's done all Tabah Ho Gayi. She has outdone herself in each one. And I always feel that traditional is always a plus, not a must. Even from her modern background from Ke Zara Zara, I still think that, Indian or the traditional dance is definitely.
Let's just talk about the unique selling points of your business. What's the hardest thing to replicate?
I have
What's your value into this industry?
So definitely, I always believe I'm not in competition with anyone other than myself. I always believe the best be the best version of yourself, be an original. I have something to offer, and others have different versatilities. I offer classical training, we offer modern, we offer language classes, we also offer events classes where we actually tie up the community. Our big focus is to unite the community. Main focus is to carry our culture and heritage forward. We relate to the students. All my instructors and teams are either former students of mine. As myself, I'm born and raised here, so I'm aware of the culture differences here, the barriers, how to tackle today's generation. So we want to keep our staff relatable. But our most point is, listen, take and carry your culture forward. No matter, we're born 7 seas away. We want to carry our culture forward, but have the best of our best in
And
America.
adding to your unique selling points, I can add one thing, that working for an industry for 20 years and do not like you are not making money out of it, I know that's the hardest thing to replicate. And hats off to you. I
Thank
respect
you.
that.
I would really like to say the hardest struggle that I have faced is to replicate myself, or to have a clone of myself, because my face is my service, is my presence. So the product in my service and school is myself, my talent. So how would I do that if I can't be everywhere that I need to be?
Shilpa, would you like to share some tips or tricks? Like, if I have to learn dance as soon as possible, like I have to go for a party and I can learn some moves. Do you have any tips or tricks for that?
Yeah, so the best trick or tip would be to join RS International New Year classes. And after
That was
that,
good marketing.
and after that, I think is to enjoy the sense of rhythm. First is to pick up rhythm and basic movements. Also apply them. So turning the light bulb, we've all heard, or waving your hands. But everything has to have a sense of rhythm. So just listening to music and really listening to your body, because I think you're an original, just like everyone else. So don't copy, but be yourself.
So, if we discuss dance in two parts, like what are the most important parts in dancing? If you like to describe.
So I think a lot of people think that it's, oh, my body is stiff or my body is this, but I don't believe in that, because I think everyone is a dancer in their unique way. First thing is, as I said, get your audience lost here. Don't worry about here. Why is that? Your expression needs to be important. In Kathak, we call that ada or abhinay, which is your expression, your intricacy. If you're able to express yourself, sometimes it doesn't really matter what your body is doing. What your body is doing is supporting your expression. Something that I've learned from Saroji is the song, for example, Garam Chai Ki Pyali Ho. Don't use only the prop of a garam chai in a pyali. Why don't you use something else? How can you be unique? Enhance that vision. So I think the first thing I would tell everyone is expression is the main factor, whether you're a dancer or in everyday life. And the second would be rhythm. So dancing is a storytelling, a form of art that you're telling a story. So you're using expressions, movements by your face, by your hands and your legs to tell a story. So you want to understand the rhythm, because that's what intrigues the audience. That's what you're catching, is a rhythm. If you have music, you want to make sure you go with the beat. So learning rhythm, so expressions and rhythm would be the alphabets that I call of dance, that I introduce in the first year beginner class.
What is the thought process behind the choreographer?
So I think everyday life experiences is where we get thoughts from. But honestly, the best ideas and competition themes I've come up with are in my sleep, when I'm not conscious, actually. But I think everything, sometimes it's the kids, sometimes it's maybe getting a vision from somebody driving. Oh, we can use this location. I've used scarves, and I got that from seeing a peacock, because those colors and the feathers intrigued me. So I had a whole theme of using the peacock. And then simple things like, we pray every day. For example, I'm Hindu, so Radha Krishna. Why not do a theme on Radha Krishna? Love. They were actually, believe it or not, which I didn't know for a very long time, Radha Krishna are not a married couple. But we preach to them as a couple. Why is that? So just different things. Sometimes you'll get an idea from a handbag, or you'll see an ombre collage. I think idea, definitely when you're choreographing or we're coming up with concepts for a specific occasion or a competition, is difficult. But I like to just, take a step away and not put pressure and tediousness to that. And I'll just go around to my everyday life. Sometimes I'm learning from my children. Sometimes I'm learning from even at Starbucks at times. So just coming up, taking everyday scenarios and applying them to see what we can come up with.
Shilpa, can you teach me something right now at the moment? Like, if I have to learn some basic things right now we can do it. I know I'll be very bad at it, but yeah,
No, so
for
since
sure.
we're talking about our upcoming event, I'm gonna have you dance, use your dancing shoes, and we're gonna show you Hrithik's iconic movement of Kahona Pyar Hai.
Okay, and how can we do it right
So
now?
let's go. First step I need you is to stand up. All right, we're gonna do this very basic. You're gonna step your right leg forward, and I'm gonna put my right leg forward.
Okay.
We're gonna use our upper torso, our shoulders, and our arms. You're gonna put a fist here, and you're going to lean in and shimmy a little with your shoulders.
Like
In and back, and lean back.
back.
Back. Forward, back.
Back.
And now we're gonna hop a little bit. We got one portion in, so you're just gonna jump in, jump back.
Like
1,
this.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and Kahona Pyar Hai.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We did it, guys. Finally, we did it.
Hrithik, this one's for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love
Thank
this.
you.
And
Now-
I hope I didn't disappoint you. But I guess I have disappointed those people, but I hope I didn't disappoint
I'm sure
you.
your audience was intrigued and looking forward to this. And I hope we get an encore. Guys, ask for more.
Yeah, definitely. Let's talk about. So Shilpa, anything exciting coming up? I know we have talked about Hrithik or upcoming shows, but anything exciting for a business? Any expansions going on?
Definitely. So I would say we're married to our business and there's always new opportunities and, different plans in mind. But I definitely want to grow our company so we can spread this culture and joy of dancing. We want to open locations more than our vicinity. Obviously, this has my face or my talent over the years has been the most imperative presence. But hey, listen, we're all human beings. We are not going to live forever, but I am fortunate enough that I have trained several teachers of my students who are now instructors. Now they grow up, they go off to college, become captains of their dance teams, and now we want to expand. Everyone is growing and going to different places. We are opening locations in different states. We want to be all over the United States and hopefully one day all over the world.
We wish you luck with everything you're doing, and I am a big fan of your work. Let's have a very short this or that round.
Okay.
It's a fun round. It's a rapid fire. We don't have a hamper for this, but yeah, probably we are going to
You're
have
going
it.
to grill me without a hamper? Oh my goodness. Okay.
But yeah, we are in talks with our sponsors. Probably we are bringing something. Ballet or Bollywood?
Bollywood.
Traditional dance or modern choreography?
Traditional, hands down.
Dance in studios or performing on the streets?
Performing on the streets.
Live performances or virtual shows?
Live performances.
Classical music or contemporary beats?
Classical music.
Dance rehearsals at sunrise or sunset?
Wow, that's a tough one. I would say sunrise.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Beach vacation or mountain retreat?
Mountain retreat.
Ranveer or Rambir?
Ranveer.
Hrithik or Rambir?
Hrithik.
Hands down, Hrithik.
200%. 500% Hrithik.
Movies or music?
Music.
City life or country life?
Country life.
Board games or video games?
Board games.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
Modi or Trump?
Oh my, you're going to get me killed for both because we performed for both. So I will say both in their respective ways because they're both strong leaders.
Yeah, that was very political. You have to say it. Just take a name. Come on.
I'll say Trump because I live in the United States.
Oh, perfect. So you said Trump, okay, instead of Modi. Okay, perfect.
We performed for Modi ji, very happy about that. But I think we live in the country, so we need to support that country
It's
first.
completely fine. Summer or winter?
Winter.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Perfect. I am going to have a few questions which you have to answer. Try to answer it like it should be a one word. Pineapple on pizza?
Pizza?
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yes or no?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that's a good one. If you could swap lives with anyone for a day, who would it be?
Donald Trump.
Oh my God. Why not Hrithik?
Hrithik is mine. I don't want to be him. He would get me then.
What's the weirdest thing you have ever eaten?
Karele.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Everyone loves it here. No. Would you rather have unlimited money or unlimited time?
Unlimited time.
Oh my God. Would you rather have the ability to fly or be invisible?
Invisible.
Any superpower you would like to have? Name one.
I think I would like to be able to fly.
Oh.
It's contradictory, but yeah,
Yeah, why not?
I would prefer it if
Why
not a
not?
choice.
Thank you so much. I guess we are done with the rapid fire. And yeah, thank you so much. It was a great experience, and the work you are doing is actually commendable. I have a huge respect for that. And if people want to connect with you, like online, if they have to find you, where they can find you, if you have a website or Instagram, would you like to share the?
Absolutely. We are found. Our website is www.rsinternationalny for New York.com. We are on Facebook, RS International NY, and Instagram, RS International NY, no spaces.
And people love discounts. Do you have any sort of special discount promotions for our podcast viewers?
Absolutely. Since it was such a pleasure to be here with you and your team, I think I don't want to leave. So let's try to extend this so I can come back. But just for Nakash Khan Show viewers, 1 month free tuition if you join at any of our RS locations. And only DM us and mention our podcast telecast and Nakash's name, and you'll get one whole free month.
That's
just
a
absolutely
big
free.
one. That's a big one, guys. I guess we are going to be there for a month.
Well, you saw the teaser here. Picture abhi baki hai.
But yeah, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to talk to you about dance. I know for sure we can talk about hours, like about these sort of things, even celebrities or dance sort of things. But yeah, it was pleasure having you, and we wish you luck for your future endeavors, everything you're doing. It's amazing.
Likewise, Nakash, thank you so much to you and your entire team for your utmost support and unconditional effort you're putting in to unite the community and to use the new generation and technology to connect with the audience.
Thank you so much, Shilpa. Means a lot. And thank you so much, guys, for watching. And please do subscribe, do comment. If you have any sort of thing, if you want like more dances like this, you can suggest whatever you would like to see. Any topics you would like us to cover in the future. We'll keep on bringing these sort of businesses, different sort of people who are doing amazing things in the society. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And thank you so much once again for
Thank you,
coming.
Nakash, once again.